Our screen's gone black.
Yeah, I see darkness.
Mega, I it can't be understated how much I never want to hear something like that come out of your mouth again.
Hello. Hello and howdy. Almost a compliment.
Me? Wait, so me?
I heard that. I was like, wait, what? Hello, hello.
Good
I didn't
vibes.
I didn't get to cast this week. I
Oh,
didn't the one I had two games scheduled. I had to give one up because I had to do something on Saturday and there was never a game scheduled for the one on uh Friday. So,
Oh, your time slot. Yeah, yeah.
mm.
what can you do? What can you do?
That's just a
Hey, you're
long
almost done
rehearsal.
though. You're
It
almost done
happens.
though. It's getting close, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually
Yeah,
surprised. I
I
actually
got
haven't been
back into
involved in a
EU
broadcast yet.
trenches.
No, I haven't actually.
Slacking, honestly.
I have like a lot of times I've usually just like filled in as needed and just I haven't been needed yet. So I mean that honestly is a testament to how people have been on it right now.
Yeah, sure enough. Yeah, I've got back in the EU trenches, doing some play-by-plays. That's been fun. Because last season I was mostly just doing like S&O and F&O type stuff, not really
Hmm.
doing casting. So it's nice to be back in the trenches of EU. That's been fun. Yes, I love the bands. Casting bands is actually fun because sometimes you just begin to yap before that you go into map, and it's not really that relevant, and you just begin to like get out of wind. But with bands, you've got like stuff to talk about, and you can see the teams that kind of think a little bit more about it and band like for example, in Ellen Ecclesi versus the Flock, Ecclesi were a brawl team, so on Oasis they banned Tracer, so in City Centre they could have Tracer and made it easier to play brawl. So teams are using it quite well. The teams that are just kind of like on the fly about it aren't getting as much out of it. So I'm loving the bans.
How well have you done at predicting what teams are gonna win?
Um, I would say 50-50, honestly.
Not bad.
I'm actually doing pretty well. I was quite happy with myself, actually. Usually I'm not. Usually I'm just way off, but like this week I was just pretty on it, actually.
Now that I think about it, I've only casted one game so far. I've had four scheduled, and I did my first one, the very first game of the season. Which, by the way, speaking of bands, I love the Telestrator, that hippie,
Oh yeah.
Skylar
Mm.
Hippie Thinky. Love that guy, and I love the Telestrator. That thing is so much fun to use. I am really excited for the next time I get to use it, whenever that may be. I'm not sure at this point. The it really does help uh, me to tell like what I visualize what I think is about to happen, so that like everybody can doesn't just have to listen about my dribble, right? And can see the heroes that I'm talking about, what I'm thinking about, and what might get banned, what is getting banned. I think that's a lot of fun. The game after that though, it got forfeit. So I think it was,
Yeah. I like that stuff as well because I'm at least for me, like I'm definitely a very visual person. Um, I even might understand what someone's saying a lot of times, but like but being able to just like see like a small little scribble or a drawing that points at it, that just like I don't know, just clicks way better for me.
Hmm.
I love that. Is it a ban or is it a protect? Does it protect your team from itself? Hmm. I think I can completely picture that in my mind too of Blizzard seeing their responses. You know, Blizzard's a person who really likes to think about things logically and how things are organized, and so then they're excellent at being on the wall and stuff like that. And when those like silly things come, I can hear it in Blizzard's voice. And two, also like, and how at least the current hero bound format is in both in CGL and in OBCS, is that because there's only one hero per team each map, and also you can't reban that hero again. It still allows teams to have their style. Like
Mhm.
they'll get at least like you can prevent it for like for sure like a map, but they'll be able to play it probably somewhere else most of the time, unless it's a style that really only works on say one map. So it lets teams still be able to have that embrace both the flexibility, but also still have their own preferences the way they play the game, and still have ways to make that shine.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it also creates a strategy of like, if we know this person's the ball one trick, when do we ban ball? We don't want to use it on a map that's not the best ball map. We want to save it for a map that's maybe more of a ball map. So it means it's not just an easy default for the other team to just be like, oh, we'll just ban the ball then the whole game.
Yeah.
They can't do that. So it does create kind of like a back and forth type. It's a game within a game, and I just love the complexity it adds.
Yeah, you see, yes. So, Meg and I are on a team for CGL right now, and yeah, we're not planning anything, honestly. We're kind of just like in the moment, like, what are we batting? I don't know. And could we think about it more? Probably. But sometimes in moments of internal team arguments, just like, this thing's annoying. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. But it's like, should we do it on this map? Should we not?
It's the one.
Yeah, and then in a map, I'm like, Hunter, you should have just yelled saying no. You wanted. You don't have to like just accept.
He just silently accepted he just couldn't play the game.
And there was definitely a moment in that map, like, man, we really could use a diva here.
Listen. I don't want to hear anything about Diva. Y'all tried to cancel me for playing Diva, so
Trying to
it's,
cancel
it's just
it.
it's just unreal. It's just unreal.
Wait, when was this?
Daft Pugs.
Oh.
Oh.
Hey, but that was a nice catch though, Gio. It was.
Oh, we don't need to talk about this. Okay, like they went over it already. We don't need to talk about it again. Every time I play a CGL thing, I just prove how bad I am at this game. And it happened again this week with the Valentine's Duel thing. We came dead last. We were like
Oh,
the
really?
actual dead last team. And I C9'd at one point in a 2v2 arena, so that
Oh,
was
really?
fun.
There was this amazing clip. I'll see if I can find it to Oh wait, I'll see if I can find it where one of the players like fell off the map on Mercy.
Oh
Uh,
god.
yeah, here, let me find it. Hold on.
How does
This,
that
oh, I
happen?
found it already. Here it is. Let me download this. We can put this on the stream. I think I'll put it in VD Live.
And I'd like to bring up the fact that Headrummer, you caved for this, didn't you? This
Like
this
caved.
Valentine's thing.
I had to
You
remind
were
for context. What's it called? Fish is the prime person who put together the event, and she had been wanting to do some kind of like e-dater type tournament for a long while time. And I said, sure, we can fit it in during like Valentine's Day essentially if we keep it short. You run it. We're not really doing a prize for it. We're not going to stream it. And then she was like really wanted to run it. I was really excited for it. And we played it talked about like months ago, kind of thing. And then like 2 days before Valentine's Day, I'm like, so are you still running this event? I haven't heard a word about this thing. And I get a message back like, oh shoot, because she had
announced
completely
it last
forgotten.
week,
Wow.
right?
What? No, it was only this week. It was like a Tuesday when I'm like, hey, you still running this? Uh, yeah, I heard oh shoot, and then like a few hours later, she sent me like the graphic that was the announcement post, and like we started putting together a rule set and stuff like that.
Yeah, she announced it on probably Tuesday or something.
She announced it the
Yeah, it
day
was
that I
Tuesday.
reminded her.
It was Tuesday.
Yeah, that was the day I reminded her about it.
It was Tuesday.
Well,
Yeah, that's crazy.
Then,
Yeah, look at this clip I posted in VD Live. Can we put it on stream? Okay.
Love it.
That was your player of the week last week, by the way, Headrummer. So
Okay, yeah. This is the team that won, by the way. I think the E side or the N side. I forget.
This is a team that won?
the suspense is building.
It
is building. I want to know how their duo didn't save them.
Nar.
I think Cake almost fell off the map as Junkrat at one point. But that was like the closest to
Fierce
disaster
and
we
I
had.
did very briefly do a Junkrat int, and like it was hard. We found out very quickly the meta is just flat out Ash to the range.
Oh yeah, it was fully Ash. We played a kind of like bunker soldier comp sometimes, like on the kind of side where there's like little courtyard, and just waited for the for either them to come closer and get a Helix rocket or to actually go into point.
Yeah, I did win. I think I did do in 2 rounds, but just throwing Bob on a point and be like, yeah, come to point. What are you gonna do? Here
we go. Wait. What happened?
And if you hear it too, listen. You can hear him snort.
Wait. Because they're right behind them and disappear into the point.
They had a date downtown.
Yeah.
Wait. We got paid off.
No.
That's a good duo as well.
Yeah, no, it was a fun event overall though, I think. It was just a few hours long on Saturday. Pretty chill for the most part. What's it called? Well, we had 2 regions for it. Since we actually had enough signups to do both. So NA was Minun and Pulse. Pulse? I don't know.
Puzzle and Minen?
Yeah, that thing.
Speaking of Pokemon.
Oh, they're Pokemon. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
And EU was won by Rod Lovers.
Yeah. Hey, Megalas. Megalas.
Rod Lovers took down Diddy Duo in the finals.
Megalas, pull up a picture of Plusle and Minen.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's a very E-Dater Pokemon duo name.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, Rod Lovers is Effort and Depsy, so that was the winning team that had the Mercy fall off the map. That's
yeah. Yeah, it was fun though. Like Piers and I signed up to be a duo together for it, and We're both god awful at Mercy for Pokemon.
So who
Like,
was the
Which is
Mercy?
oh, the way this tournament worked is that
yeah, you go back and
player
forth.
one started on DPS and player two started on Mercy, and then after every round you did a swap who's talking who. So everyone had to be the Mercy at some point essentially. Um, and Piers and I signed up to do it together. We set up our in-game stuff, like we matched profile pictures. We set like Mercy backgrounds and pink stuff on a profile. We set our name card as Easy Prey. Like we full committed to the duo for it.
That is a full committal. I did not go that far.
I know. And then I'll have you know, immediately after we lost, Pierce immediately reverted all, like instantly. Like that man, he divorced me instantly.
E
Who did you
divorced.
play
Oh
with,
my
Geo?
god. I played with Cake. We called our team Tiramisu because of Italian name plus cake.
Okay, yeah, yeah. But we were called Munchings X's, is what we were called.
I was probably asleep. I don't know. Actually, what was I doing yesterday? Oh no, I was playing Pokemon all day. Yeah,
Oh, I see. Okay, okay.
yeah. They're basically like two Pokemon that are like they're awful. Yeah, they're Pikachu clones, and they're awful most of the time, but they get a wee bit stronger when they're together because one is plus, one is minus. One's positive charge, one's negative charge. So they come
Got it.
together and they're a little duo, and they're cute, man.
That is cute. That's cute.
Yeah, it was a fun event overall. We actually had a good number of signs. We had like 50 some teams that signed up or duos that
That's
signed up.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
In
it
3 days,
was.
that's crazy.
Yeah, we kept it like since it was like short little thing with no prize. We kept it a little simple. We didn't use the site for it, which had pros and cons. We the pro is it's really easy for people to sign up without any effort, pretty much. The cons made our lives harder for running it a little bit. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Paper brackets, let's go.
yeah, because we had the process of people spinning scores themselves, kind of thing instead. Uh, wait, what? The
No.
limestone mine? Okay.
Okay. What?
Okay. Interesting.
Why?
I think I think I'm too young to be on this podcast with y'all. I'll be entirely honest with you.
It's okay. We are a little bit crazy. Yeah, it's not too long that it ends up being like too tiring. It looks like it was only like 2, 3 hours, I think, for the entire thing. With the longest parts of it, just because some people like this was our first like Swiss event we've pretty much ever run because we don't usually do Swiss in CGL. But for this context, it actually worked out because we weren't using CGL site because I never got around to building Swiss into CGL site. Um, we just did Swiss work because it actually works out pretty well to run a large amount of people over a short period of rounds, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So that was a fun little experiment. Downside though, God, it's so annoying to wait for people to finish their stuff. Also, why am I like why am I mind control strobing on your screen? No, there's some magic going on here.
Yeah, someone's in a limestone cave writing Headrummer's name in a notice.
No, Mr. Stark, I don't want to go. Also, I'm looking at my OBS. It's not doing on my OBS.
Yeah.
No, I was not.
No, I was, because to be honest with you, if you are going to announce an announcement and have not that much information, you're an insane person. So I'm glad, and I was hoping that we were going to get a lot of stuff.
Yeah, the moment they start out, sometimes these types of things, like it might just be like a dev update or like it'd be like say like a 10-minute video or something like that. When they started their announcement stuff, talking about how it's gonna be like the next 30 or 40 minutes, it was like, oh shoot, there's actually you don't spend 30 or 40 minutes on something if you don't have a lot of stuff to talk about. And they really came out swinging with a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, this was like huge. Like it was more than an announcement. It was kind of like them setting precedent that like this dev team that took over from obviously the baggage. This is them saying, "Hey, we're letting loose of the baggage. We're just going forward with what we see this game to be." And I don't care if you call me optimistic. I don't care if you call it cringe. With my full chest, I will say it. We are so back because the fact that they're adding perks to this game, I think, is bigger than the change to 5v5. I think this is the biggest change to the game mode, the base game
Oh,
mode that we've ever had. And the fact that now they're just batting it out. It's like, yes, this is what I want. I've always wanted them to say this and do this, and I'm so excited for the next 6 months of this game.
I'm really excited too. I mean, in the end, like I have like, I do consider myself to be a competitive person, but also at the same time, like I love to mess around, screw around, have fun in this game. I like to like, experiment with just different ways of doing things. And some of the most fun I've had in this game, beyond just playing with people, is that feeling of like learning new things and like getting almost like getting to like when you're learning new heroes for the first time or getting learning the new game right in the beginning, so much stuff exciting to you as you're discovering these things, and I'm really excited to have a similar feeling again, like learning and experimenting with all these perks. I mean, there's there's 4 options per hero for every single one. There's like 100, 168 options like that. I mean, there's so much
Yeah,
stuff to like explore and mess with. That's so much more nuance to the game.
I know.
Upgrades to your heroes.
You know what? I think that's what makes a game like Marvel Rivals a lot of fun. Is that there is a lot of stuff that is strong and fun to use. So not even on like a competitive level, right? I think that this for Overwatch, it's gonna, whether or not new players or old players come back, I think it's going to make the game way more interesting and fun to play for the casual player. Uh, which is good because that's just more eyes on Overwatch ultimately, and with more eyes on Overwatch, that's more opportunities for more people to become competitive, to become, you know, watchers of the esport. So I am not sure like what is going to happen, what all is going to be excellent or bad or whatever, or how we are like as casters going to keep up with who all's got what perk. But I think that for the game that this is definitely one of the more exciting things that we've gotten in years.
Yeah, definitely, and I feel like I've changed to play-by-play just in time, actually, and I think I'm very happy with this rule. That's fine. I don't need to learn any of the 100+ perk names. That's fine by me. Um, Yeah, I mean, it's exciting, and I forget who it was, if it was Alec or Jared, but one of them did the interview with Games Radar, I think it was, and they said what you said, Megalas, that they're dropping the perfect balance. They're going for fun first, balance second, and I've been wanting that for a while because we all know that their perfect balance means hero play percentages and pick rates and win rates, and it kind of feels robotic and kind of tedious, and then you'll get a mid-season patch. You don't really think much of it. It's like, oh, it's another patch, another micro nerf, another micro buff. But now, a mid-season could be here's a new perk for this character, and it's like you're giving this character a new ability, and it means that these updates for the rest of time are going to be so much more interesting because they have so much more to play with. I'm just really excited for that. I'm just in a good mood now about Overwatch. I'm just feeling happy.
I know, and I think that is I agree. I think it's such a good way to go, and the chasing, fun over say stats. I think like obviously if something's like horrendously broken or just like actually really impressive, okay, probably need to touch it or whatever. But at the same time, fun is how you keep people playing. Like the best thing you could have for a live service game is to have people constantly playing your game and obviously ideally spending money on it or something like that. But if you have the eyeballs on your game and people are enjoying playing it and give you more opportunities to spice it up. I mean, people keep playing. I mean, people always like point to things like Fortnite. I mean, they're freaking just inventing new games and shoving entire games inside their game every
Mhm.
season. They'll just completely change it every single time. And the core idea of what Fortnite is still there. Um, but they're willing to just make drastic changes to it, and it's why it always keeps it fresh, keeps it going. Obviously, look, if you're a hardcore player, you're probably gonna be around no matter what in the end. Especially if you live through the era of like 2 years of no content Overwatch. The people that really want around are the people that like have their attention split between multiple games or trying new things, and I think this stuff has a great opportunity for it because really, realistically, your game lives and dies by your casual player base. If your casual player base is doing well, that helps the esport because the esport is oftentimes a marketing thing for the game itself.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, I mean, we don't even know if there is a way to disable it. That's the big thing. That's why we put out an announcement for CGL. Naturally, every single time when a big announcement like this thing comes out from a game, people immediately start asking questions, be like, "Oh, what are you doing about this?" It's like, bro, it's been 5 seconds. Like, I don't know yet in the end. And also, like, the biggest thing is, all these announcements are usually primarily aimed at like the generality and less specifics. They don't usually have in mind, like, say, tournament markets, which is perfectly okay. It makes sense. The announcement is aimed at the casual audience, and the casual audience and competitive audience most of the time just be playing quick play and ranked. But we don't know what our options are for tuning custom games. So people ask us if we're going to have perks in CGL. I mean, the answer is yes, eventually, for sure. But until we know if we even have the ability to disable it, we can't tell you if it's going to go in day one, kind of thing. But like the moment the patch releases, I'm going to be like, open my custom games and try to figure out what options I have, kind of thing. But if I don't have the option to disable, yeah, it could be in day one for sure, because I can't do anything about it. If they aren't, they'll probably be in for the next match week. Give people a little bit of time, but also like I don't usually like introducing major things in the middle of the match week. Even though most people don't really play in the first 2 weeks anyway, first 2 days anyways.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm really curious to see what our options are. I expect it'll be possible to change things in custom games for it, especially because there are just custom games in general that won't have that. They've talked
Yeah.
about in general for the game how things like perks won't be in probably won't be in like Total Mayhem for example. So if you a lot of times the rule set and the like game mode specific things are like separate options in custom games. So I suspect there will be a way
Yeah.
to turn it off, but until it's out, we don't really know for sure.
It seems easy enough, like an on-off perk switch. But we'll see. I don't know. I'm not being of pure chaos. I'm pro just perk it up. It's like if perks are perks and they're fun. I used to scrim on a Tuesday, and that's obviously when they used to always do patches. So I'm so used to like Overwatch One, the delayed 15-minute delay on a scrim because everyone's reading the
Oh yeah.
patch notes. And that's what I'm used to, and I kind of started to enjoy that. I was like, "Oh, this is cool." A scrim right on as it changes, but obviously, if it's a tournament, it's a little bit different than a scrim. So I get like if you could delay it a week, but
Yeah, and that would literally
um,
just be like just not release it in the middle of a match week, so like some matches aren't on it and some aren't just for that match week kind of thing. And
yeah,
also, speaking of what you mentioned with the patches things, there's been times I remember where we broadcast games on a Tuesday at the patch time, and like one map is on one patch, a different map's on another.
No, Mega. That that game never hit the patch. It was a very quick game. It was very no, the season 9 patch that we did together, we thought it was really funny and we thought it would be insane if it would hit that time mark, but it was kind of a stomp.
mhm.
We were there first. They stole it from us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Bailey, check your email. Like,
I made it funny talking about it on the cast because obviously we had a cast right after Spotlight, so I kept saying season 15, and then I was like, of Overwatch, by the way, not of the CGL. I had to keep
hmm
clarifying. hmm
I want the Zen skin.
Mm, looks so good.
I mean, ignoring perks entirely, I'm excited for honestly, I think I might be most excited for the mythic skin from Zen. I love playing Zen. Zen has so many good skins, but he's such a good model to put things on. I don't the galactic weapons, don't get me wrong, look really cool. But also I'm not a crazy person who plays comp all the time.
hmm
I play mostly on the casual side, quick play more than comp. Though admittedly, some of these things I might actually do to play comp a little more. Some of the things they're trying.
I,
I
yeah,
believe we is season 15 or season 16 when Hero Bands come out?
16 hero bands
Okay.
and
Then yeah, Zen's good for me in perks.
loot boxes return season 15, and I don't know if you were to ask me, Gio, why when you were watching Spotlight did you pop the most for loot boxes? Why did you, why did you
I
react the
have a
most to that?
gambling addiction.
I don't know why, but it just seems so funny to me. But the way that they're doing it, it seems to be mostly like here's a way for our like free players to have some of the shop stuff, and since there's actually shop skins in it, I've kind of when I first saw it was in the battle pass, I was like, "There's loot boxes in a battle pass. That's a hat on the hat. I don't know if I love that." But now I know that there's shop skins in it. Well, I'll just wait and see because like obviously it shows you what you can get in the loot boxes, but Aaron has said you can get like 100 free loot boxes in season 15 because they're doing a lot in this season. So get used to opening loot boxes again because you're going to be opening a lot.
Yeah, you can get them
Or
in the...
you just have the 900 that you just never opened.
No, they auto open those already.
I
They
did
auto
too.
open them already.
I hated it. I just hate notification icons in general.
Yeah.
I'm going to send you a screenshot of my Discord in a moment.
You can't buy them. Mm-hmm. No duplicates either.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think people can even make the argument of like cash grab either because you can't buy them. You just get them you get them for playing.
Yeah, that is true. There's no FOMO attached to it. It's just really like a thing, which is something I feel like is missing. If you remember season 1 of Overwatch 2, some of you used to have like season challenges, and they would be get certain limbs in a certain place on a map. And as a casual side of it, that was very fun, and it made you explore the map and go for things. And I remember having a lot of fun doing those, but you don't get those a lot. Usually, I think they have like an amount of battle pass XP they give out every season, and they have to divvy up between the challenges and stuff of events. Now they have loot boxes. I'd love them to bring back a little bit more like cookie challenges, like on this specific point in Junkertown, get this amount of limbs or whatever, like kind of fun challenges where it's a loot box you get instead of battle pass gives them more ability to be a little bit more free with all the challenges they do. So fun little things to make my brain go, ooh, shiny.
Yeah. They said you'll start earning them in season 15, but you'll get like they'll track your rank for season 15, and then they'll be distributed to you for season 16.
Like the titles, yeah.
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 Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Isn't
Looks
there
like
a
a nice
Reinhardt
skin.
skin too?
There's a Venture skin in the Battle Pass this time, finally.
Well, there was. One thing they actually did. I want to actually piggyback off this, both the Venture Skin thing and also the loot box comment. This is Meg and I were having a discussion like a while back. We were like play regarding like the distribution of skins for characters, and we basically went back and forth. Megan was trying to advocate for more like diversity in sort of more equality in terms of the skin ratios that characters get, and on those sides we were mentioning kind of the generality of why some characters get more than others because we'll make some money for the most part. There was this we have a discussion before this spotlight thing even happened, and some of the follow-up interviews that were happening on some of the streamers' streams that went to the event. They were talking to Aaron, and one thing Aaron mentioned was that one thing that might happen with original loot boxes is that because things they make available for loot boxes don't necessarily have to sell, it opens up the possibility for more special investment in a wider variety of characters getting things because it's not having to be like literally sold. It's not as exact cost versus like how much money we're gonna make in return kind of thing for it.
Yeah, that is the thing about the argument, right? Yes, do the devs make too many Kiriko skins? Yes, but there's a very obvious reason why a certain character gets lots of skins. People will buy them, and yes, Twitter might not like it, we might not like it, but clearly a lot of people like it because they're spending their money on it. But I like that. I love it that because yeah, if you have a loot box, then you're gonna get more fringe skins that don't necessarily have to sell. Also, I like that idea. See the rank icons on the bottom left. Are they season 15 or 16? Yeah, that's nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the portraits. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are pretty nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no hate, but that is insane. That's insane.
There was a lot of actually nice skins that were shown, like for the like that Doki Watch stuff. There was actually they're gonna sell billions with those skins. Yeah, they're gonna sell billions with some of these Doki Watch skins. And honestly, that Juno skin, I love the evil looking version of it.
Oh yeah. Is it red and black? That's kind of like.
Something like that, yeah. Oh, the Mirror Watch.
Oh.
The Steven skin looks nice too, actually. And the Reaper Mech. I would get the Reaper Mech.
Oh, Reaper Mythic. Let's go.
Yeah, the Eviler.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's Freya, right?
Yeah, because the cape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since Overwatch came out,
Our team is like
They've-
world class.
they've been the most consistent and best part of Overwatch for a long time.
Oh, this Widowmaker skin. I think it looks good too. I forgot. I don't even play Widow. It looks cool. Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Overwatch is at its best when it like leans into its lore a little bit. Speaking of lore, what about community lore? Goats is coming back in
Oh yeah.
season 15. Have they talked about exactly the batch yet of goats that we're getting yet, or?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
It, It might be like this. It's also it's possible it could just be the season 2 Overwatch League start patch. It could just be that one.
Yeah.
No, you can start with earlier.
Yeah, I did notice that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, I don't think the quick play one's staying. Because that one's ending. Yeah. Well, they said they're gonna mid-season quick rank season.
Yeah. Yeah, like a mini comp season. And so I think they mentioned it. It's open queue max 2 tanks.
Yes.
Mhm. Mhm.
Well, I think actually the biggest reason for this is, and this is my guess at what it is. One of the biggest things they've talked about in regards to like is 6v6 something we can make work in an Overwatch 2 environment was almost all queue time based. And I think by not forcing there to have to be 2 tanks, you make it so the queue times again it's an open queue, so that means the queues because of that are way faster because roll queue reduces like makes queue times be longer, and then also the fact you need 2 tanks for it increases it even more. So by making an open queue with a max of 2 tanks, you solve the queue time issue completely.
Yeah, and I think based off of just like the information there, since we already had a 2-2 test, maybe they saw that the tank queues all did still go up even during that test, so that's why they're going back to the open queue test. I don't know if they released like queue time stats for it, that was just a player like percentage. Um,
Did they do a 2 test? I thought they like min 1 max 3.
no, they did 2-2, yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, 2-2 was the best. I actually really enjoyed that, and I am a 6v6er. Now that we have perks, I'm not going to like press the issue anymore. Perks is big enough of a change, maybe it solves some issues, but and I want to like test it out for like a season. But when it comes to like the open queue, like yeah, sure you don't get free tanks, but like what happens if you have no supports or one support? I don't know if it's
But you lose, I guess.
Because in Marvel Rivals, people seem to like strategists a lot because they're really, really, really broken in Marvel Rivals. But in Overwatch, people prefer DPS, so I'm a little reticent that there's just gonna be like a solo heal Mercy, and I'm gonna be Reinhardt, and I'm gonna be upset.
So
I don't know. I guess we'll see.
I do want to acknowledge. I don't think my mic's been broken the whole time, but if it has, hi. I've been here the whole time.
It has not been broken.
No. On
stream.
OBS. On OBS,
Oh.
I saw it was doing some fun things.
That would be so funny.
Yeah,
We're just sitting here staring at the screen as you talk.
Yeah, that's a high possibility now, and I'm kind of worried about it. But we're just gonna push on. You know,
You just dumb over yourself.
I can't
You
be
don't have to do
asked.
that.
Cannot.
You don't
be
have to
asked.
do that.
But anyway, beyond goats, it talks about other modes returning, right? Like it talked about a lot of the events. Like, you know, we're getting April Fools, which everybody loves. The Summer Games, Halloween Terror stuff coming back, of course, which, like, the events have been returning in, like, very minor ways. But this is, like, to actually say, hey, we're actually going back to this event model, I think it's very interesting. I think it's very fun that we're actually, like, full-on acknowledging it. Granted, you're going to have, like, 7 players in the world asking for Copa Lucio Ball now, so hopefully the Blizzard team's ready to deal with them. But overall, I like everybody's like, oh, returning to stuff from Overwatch 1. That's bad. That's desperate. Raw. It's like, I don't care at this point. It worked. It was fun. If they're willing to bring it back and they can, then I'm here for it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
God,
I'll be curious if April Fool's Day is because I feel like I think some aspects of April Fool's Day are harder to do when you have stuff like Stadium and perks because a lot of the stuff, some of the things were from those, or just like I'll be really curious to see what they do. I think they just have to be even more wacky then because perks are already kind of crazy.
yeah, like
So I think they have to be
Brick,
even more wacky.
Brick Tank,
Brick
so you can have Brick Rain Tank duel.
I want to interlock shields in April Fool's Day.
Yes,
No,
make it happen.
the peak of April Fool's Day for me was not like a recent one. It was the year where Sigma was just allowed to float uncontrollably.
Oh yeah, he just flies.
It was basically an early preview of 5v5 because everybody else was doing their own thing, and there was just two Sigmas flying out in the middle of nowhere, just having their own duel, and it was amazing.
That was fun.
But listen, and again, you know what's crazy is we've just talked so much about this. There's still more stuff to talk about. Like that's how much was announced in this announcement. Like people were saying, "Oh, Overwatch dropped all this for Marvel Rivals." I'm telling you, you're wrong. I'm telling you, you're wrong.
No, no, even the stadium stuff, which I'm sure we're gonna go into in a bit here. Like
Yeah.
they said they're working on it for like 2 or 3 years.
Freya.
Mhm.
Freya.
I do know one thing that they have decided to do is because of Marvel Rivals, and I'm very happy
Hero
that
bands.
competition is
Hero
pushed on
bands.
Hero Bands.
Yeah.
Our
Yeah.
Keller even fully admitted it's been in the works, like conversation on and off the schedule, but Marvel Rivals specifically showed them that their concerns about Hero Bands, they were overblowing it in their internal talks, and now they're just going to have it. So there, I'm very thankful the Marvel Rivals was brave enough to give Hero Bands
It's
so that
an
Overwatch
exciting new
could
hero-
take that step. You know, it just needs a little nudge in that direction, which is nice. Fletch, last week, did you say, do you play a lot of Marvel Rivals, you said?
Yeah.
See with this, like, announcement of, like, what's coming with Overwatch,
Okay.
what's your take on it? Is this enough for you to, like, come back to more playing Overwatch more, or does Marvel Rivals still have other stuff that does well? What's your take?
I don't I don't know, right? I would need to actually try this, and obviously this isn't going to be a factor in my enjoyment of the game for another couple of months. Um
Mm-hmm.
so I would need to play it, right? I think everybody should. I think everybody should give it a try. I think it's worth it. You know, if you don't like it, you know what? It's a free game. You can just delete it, right? Um, but I will say I'm excited. It's very very cool and interesting, and I think it's the perks are, you know, we talk about the parallels for Marvel Rivals with the hero bands, but the perks I think are just as much a parallel to Marvel Rivals, even if you know it's not like directly because of Rivals, right? Um, you know, with the team up abilities and Rivals, you know, you get these cool buffs throughout the game because you have these characters. You know, a little more agency with the heroes in Overwatch, um, to get their own, you know, perks and abilities that are unique to them. Um, I think it is very, very exciting. I am excited to check it out. Um, but I'm gonna have to rain check on my like proper answer on if I'm going to stick around for you know, a super long time until I actually do.
That's right, yeah.
That's
I
fair.
think also it's something that should be just normalized in general. Like it's perfectly okay if people play multiple games. You don't
Yeah,
have to like
Yeah.
retire and leave the game. You can just whatever you
I've
want.
been I've been I've been grinding Pokemon TCG live.
Yeah.
Like like I mean, mm, the gaming industry is meant to have people play more than one game. Like, it's not healthy for the gaming industry as a whole if every single person only ever plays one game, right?
Mhm.
Like, one person plays God of War for their entire lifespan. One person plays Overwatch. One person plays Marvel. You know, you'll have an insane variety of people playing the games, but nobody's playing the games because they can only play one game. So I mean, it is so good to, you know, sit there and be like, yeah, I play this game, that game. I play Marvel Rivals. I play Overwatch, Valorant, Rocket League, um, Call of Duty, even, right? If you if more people play more games, it's just better for all of us, frankly.
play Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Don't do that to yourself.
I don't. I also recommend against that, but
I like Call of Duty.
Now, listen, I liked Call of Duty at the start, like launch BO6. I was hyped. I was there. Nowadays,
I don't know. My cousin and I, we still play zombies fairly often.
well, again, zombies will always have a place in my heart. But
Well, which zombies do you play?
Well, we're playing the Black Ops 6 one right now.
I'd say I'm
Well, what's that like? That's a very big tangent.
BO6.
I mean,
BO6 zombies is
pretty
interesting.
fun, honestly.
If you ever played
I
Cold
find it
War,
really
it's
fun.
like an evolved form of Cold War that's like better.
Okay.
But overall, I mean, zombies for me still peak is like BO3, BO4 era. Just absolutely.
I mean, those are definitely really good zombies for sure. To be fair, this is probably the most fun I've had in zombies in a while. Honestly, in this version.
Well, yeah,
of Call of Duty.
this version of BO6 is like, again, it comes back to that conversation of casual versus other things. Like
Mhm.
BO6 Zombies is much more for the casual players. Like they can come in and actually enjoy the zombies experience, get parts of the narrative and stuff if they want to, instead of it being locked behind crazy quests like it used to be.
Oh yeah, they have the guided mode. You're right.
Well, yeah, like guided mode, but also like the quests overall are just easier. Like BO3, if you wanted to learn the story and stuff, you truly were like, go to this wall at this point in the map, click on it 3 times, find somewhere else on the map, a vase has dropped, that vase will give you a key, and it's just like random stuff like that. But again, like
Marvel Rivals, you can break walls.
I'm gonna break your walls, but
That's so true.
speaking of breaking things, potentially a broken hero on our screen that we haven't even gotten to talk about yet, we have Freya, announced as our DPS hero that's going to come in season 16, as our usual hero schedule has been. Every other season we get a hero. First DPS hero since Venture, so it seems like we're officially set in the pattern of 1 DPS, 1 support, 1 tank, and we're just going to rotate that, which more than fine, means every role's getting a hero a year. What are our thoughts? She's leaping around. She's got a crossbow. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, it looks good. I mean, I've got full confidence in their hero design now. Last year was so good for heroes, like Hazard, Juno,
Venture.
Venture. Like all 3 of them, like hit out the park for me. Love it. Obviously, some of the heroes they come in strong, yada yada yada, but that's normal. So
They
the
should come in
balance is,
strong.
yeah, they should come in strong.
If I
because
get
people
6,
play them.
there's a difference between strong and 6 months of Juno meta. There's a very large difference. That's all I'm gonna say.
Compare that to like 2016? What was it? It wasn't a Lifeweaver Mocha Alari, was it?
Wait, you said 2016?
2016,
That was the launch of
whoa.
Overwatch.
That's it. Oh, 2023. I went too far back.
It was so before Venture was Malga, then yeah, ERE or Lifeweaver. No, wait, no, Lifeweaver season 4. No, wait, you're right. I'm dumb. It is Malga, ERE, Lifeweaver.
So like, I like Yari, but like, what a rough year. that was a rough year for Overwatch.
Dude, Lifeweaver, they
2024 was
still
great,
don't.
though.
Have you read some of the perks for Lifeweaver? Like, they just gave him his little drop back, his little pedal drop that was like patched out day 1. Like, oh my god, like I feel so bad. Like they don't know what to do.
A little turd on the map.
They just don't know what to do with the hero. They made a hero and like it's unfortunate. It's just kind of he's there. Lifeweaver is there. He's got a cool little tree.
Lifeweaver's an interesting hero in that like I'm annoyed at them both being on the other team and my own team.
Yeah.
Like
That's so true.
Like honestly, it feels like it's the support version of Doomfist at the time. Like I'm annoyed most of the time when he's on my team because usually they're awful on my team, and then like but he's most annoying thing to play against when he's on the other team.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he's like both awful and incredibly difficult to kill.
Yeah, I'm just pulling away people. Like I'm about to finish someone off, they pull them away. I'm like,
yeah. And then the doom of seeing a Mercy Lifeweaver backline at the start of the match. It's like, oh,
I throw those games. I straight up like I see those games. I lock Widow. I leave comms immediately. I'm like I've decided I'm not putting effort into this game to save my mental.
Yeah, I call it the legally blonde backline, but it really should be illegal. But yeah, to bring it back, Freya looks awesome. Lots of movement. I kind of a weapon that seems kind of like Ash, where it's kind of got like 2 states based on whether you're aiming or not aiming. And Ash is a really fun card to play with just because of that gun and then that plus movement.
Yeah.
Like
That just looked
I
really
don't know.
cool.
Just it looks really fun to play.
Yeah, that slow down mode aim thing. I was like, oh shoot, that looks neat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I mean she looks interesting. It feels like again their character design also incorporating her into Overwatch's lore. You love to hear it with the story about her originally being part of search and rescue after Overwatch disbanded, having to become a bounty hunter to make her ends meet. You
Oh,
know,
very Hawkeye.
yeah, it's very interesting. I like it a lot. And then we also, of course, in terms of heroes, we got our teaser, I guess you could call it, for our next support hero, codename Aqua. We don't have an official name yet. And just overall, he's just a guy. He's just a guy that has water and he heals apparently.
Yeah, I'd be really curious to see what they said it's a pretty unique like
Primary fire.
primary fire thing. So I'm really curious to see
Yeah.
what it's gonna be. Like, I think it's been gonna like water bend for us. That'd be kind of cool.
I think
Yeah, that'd be
he was
sick.
too late for the Avatar collab. We had a Sokka skin right here. He was just too
I
late.
know. It's funny that they're called Aqua because people have been thirsting over them as well online, purely just on the concept art. I wonder if they'll be that ripped in the game as well, because like that was an 8-pack. Aqua looks really
Listen.
fun, and again, yeah, I'm curious to know what they mean by the most. Did they say the most unique primary fire
Yeah.
weapon? It's
Like that, yeah.
What do you mean? Like, is it gonna be water that's like in
I
front
don't know.
of
Like
them?
you
and
see
then
the
they,
water
you
like
see-
going around
you
their
see the
body
water.
there.
Yeah. It's
Like he
ooh,
could just
I'm
flat out be a
excited.
waterbender. Like could
He
just
just,
be
he
his,
just does the ice bucket challenge, you know, when you need healing.
his ultimate is the ice bucket challenge. Everybody has to stand still and do it, otherwise they get canceled on Twitter.
Every time you get an
Exactly.
elimination, Blizzard has to donate to ASL.
Yeah.
But finally, the final real big thing from the announcement is Stadium, which isn't out till
Hey,
season 16.
Headrimmer,
Oh,
what
go
are you
ahead.
planning for Stadium, Headrimmer?
I don't
And-
know.
What are you planning? When's our Stadium turn?
When do we get Stadium, man?
But
Everyone,
Stadium.
we're just pivoting the stadium.
Yeah. Okay. But anyway, before we get chaotic again, in case you're living under a rock, Stadium, it's a completely different way to play the game. It's like almost MOBA-esque would be the way to put it, and it's just a. It just seems like it's going to be crazy.
Hi,
There's
Aaron.
tons of different level ups for all your heroes. You get like a money-based system where you're able to buy these things. Think of it as like a very enhanced version of that Junkenstein event they ran during last Halloween, and also a phenomenal way for them to finally find a way to use all of the PvE stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, just
Yeah.
overall, it looks interesting.
You know how like people sculpt things out of trash? Like that's kind of they've recycled. Like that's what they've done here, and
That's how they made Overwatch. Overwatch came out of Titan.
exactly. So it's made in the same way that Overwatch was made, which is very fun, and it has its own dev team as well. So anyone who's like, oh, I don't like it, it's going to take time away from the competitive game. No, it's not. Different dev team. Really exciting, and yes. Is it unfortunate that having third person means it's going to get immediately compared to Marvel Rivals like they did it as a follow up? Yes, but
You can pick between
I do
first
like
and
the
third
idea
person.
of playing these characters in third person. Like Ryan third person, yeah, sign me up, bring me back.
I'm also gonna be so
don't-
real. Third person has been like it. If you haven't realized third person in some way is coming, it means you've never spectated a quick play game because they changed the camera angle a while back in a very weird and specific way, and I'm like, somebody is going to intend third person for something.
Yeah, it looks like a good bit of fun though. I've never really played any kind of like MOBA or similar type game, or like I believe I've heard it's also compared to some Deadlock type format too.
Yes.
I've never played any of these types of games, but I think like, as someone who's never played those types of games, this is an interesting way for me to eventually get more into it in like a world I understand a bit more. Of obviously, I feel like I understand Overwatch quite a good bit in terms of how to play it. So introducing it in this format would actually, I think, give me the opportunity to try it and be more interested in that. And
Yeah,
it does look crazy and wacky. Like I was watching some streams of people playing it, some early footage, and it looks kind of insane. It looks like a lot
I
of
mean,
fun, honestly.
like
Yeah.
wacky and insane. Like, look at this is all stuff that just Kiriko can have. This is just Kiriko.
Just the
like-
traits too.
Just the
Yeah,
traits
like-
doesn't count anything else that you're trying to upgrade.
Explosive kunai, an illusion when you use swift step, like that's like new technology that you don't even see in an existing hero. Like this
You
is
can
such
TP
awesome
to enemies
stuff.
or allies.
Yeah, or just
You know what?
TP in general. I saw you could just TP if a target.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
You know
Yeah.
what? I get the feeling like this isn't a bad thing at all either. Like I feel like the way I'm gonna word this is gonna make it sound like a bad thing. This is all recycled PVE content.
Yeah.
Fun fact, we just said that. Good job paying attention.
Dude, I'm not. I don't know what's going on anymore. I woke up 40 minutes ago.
Well, we've been
Yeah.
recording for an hour and 10 minutes, so I hope it was not 40 minutes ago. So good job. You're doing great,
Hey.
Fletch.
There was a ghost there for 20 minutes. We had no idea.
But yeah, I mean, Stadium, again, we're still a season out from actually getting our hands on it, but I think overall, it's a new way, it's another way for people to casually come and play Overwatch.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's not a bad thing.
The 2,000 hours I have in Dota 2 is like
Oh.
taking over me as a shadow essence from behind. I'm
Oh.
scared what this might do to me.
But
Listen,
trying
I
to
have the
beg your other DPS to come help gank your lane. Like,
Listen. I have the hours in Smite. I'm right there with you, Gio. I feel it.
I think it's also interesting too, though, because
where's my jungler?
Yeah.
because it's been kind of being worked on for years. It makes you wonder what else is in their pipeline for years in the future.
I know. I think Aaron said on stream they're already working on next year's big change. Like, how excited is that? They're like, hey, no more content drought. Every year has its own identity. Let's go. And all of the stuff that they mentioned is only the next 6 months. The next
Yeah,
few
that's true.
seasons. That's it. The next 6 months, not even the next year. And to think in 6 months we'll be going into a comp game. You'll do your map veto. Then you'll go into a screen with your teammates, discuss hero bans, ban heroes, go into the game and level up the hero with perks. Like, it's going to be completely different. In 6 months, the game's going to be so much different than it is right now. What we play right now, we enjoy, obviously. We're here doing a podcast about the game. But it's going to feel like bread without butter compared to what we're going to be playing later down the line.
I would like to say that I've changed my mind. I'm going to hate Overwatch because my character is probably going to get banned a lot because people don't like her.
I would not ban D.Va as a pirate. I mean, but again, we actually.
No, I'm
That's
talking about
Sombra.
Here's the
Sombra.
thing.
Sombra.
Oh, Sombra.
Oh,
Well, here's the
Sombra,
thing.
right?
As much as we're talking about bans, they have come out and said we don't actually have the official way the bans are going to work yet. We know how they
No,
work
we
and how
do.
to be. No. If you go back
We
to the
do.
video, they said that they specifically said that they weren't going to go back to pools, but that it was
No.
going to be its own way.
What I mean is it was talked about in the in follow-up interviews. They mentioned how it's going to work. Essentially, the way
yeah.
it works is that a max of 4 heroes can be banned. Technically, less can be banned. At the start of each match, each person will have to essentially like rank choice vote on for themselves their heroes in first, second, and third order of ones they want most banned. And a max of 2 characters per category can be banned, like no more than that. And then based on that ranked choice voting, the bans kind of essentially happen. And the heroes are banned for both teams. The team that is like the most aligned on their bans technically bans first. And that kind of goes from there. It's like a ranked choice voting.
And very importantly, you don't see the enemy team members at that point. So you can't see Fletch is on the enemy team, so I'm going to ban Sombra.
Right.
So you can't see the enemy team at that point. So
At least you can't see their profiles. I forget if you can see people's names. I'm not sure.
I mean,
feel like if you could see people's names, it would like
Probably the same
nullify it.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
listen, I just think it would have been really funny is if they're like, all right, guys, we're doing hero bans again. And it was just hero pools again.
They just employ. No, I think they just need to employ like 4,000 cats. And the moment the moment the match starts, they allocate you a cat, and you're just like watching a live stream. And you're like, come on,
You're just
please.
freaking 'em. You're
How many
just
cats does it take to delete Mauga from the game?
Yeah. They pair this in with like a rescue animal shelter type thing. You can adopt the cat so it can stop banning your hero.
you can
oh my
like
god, monetization! Get
I
this
was
to
gonna say,
Puzzle HQ right
you
now.
can like feed the cat, like pay to feed them for them to go towards a specific choice. Like,
Yeah.
drop the food on the Malga plate or something.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, listen, overall, like as much as people want to joke,
Overwatch?
they're like Overwatch, da 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 da. Like this truly feels like the moment in the Zero Hour cinematic where the French woman's like, "Does this mean Overwatch is back?" Like, the devs have realized that they need to cook,
Yeah.
and they've done just that.
Yeah. Aaron talked a little bit about in a Games Radar interview. I've been trying to see if I can find it on the side, but I can't. And he kind of said that the dev team have felt the pressure for a while on Overwatch. There's the Lego cat there, using the Banmuga. That they felt the pressure for a while, and like they don't know yet if they
Oh,
want to
you can
like
bring it
change the
back.
identity
There
of
you
it. There we go. Lego meow. That is some Lego cat as well. That's some size.
That's beast.
Where was that? Basically, they were saying when it comes to like the identity of the game, like he kind of understands that the 2 in Overwatch to some people is like baggage of like what was promised and what they don't have, but they're trying to just focus on like making the game that these devs want out of it. And if you trace the timeline back to where they say they started developing Spotlight, it matches up when PvP got cancelled. So we're finally getting to see what these devs are going to do with that pivot. And that's why it's so exciting, because for so long it's felt like there's been no direction in the game. Now, very clear direction. And I think that's why everyone has a little bit more faith, not just excitement, but actually faith in the devs. And I certainly feel that faith.
I also feel this faith just due to like it's actually ridiculous how much their communication has changed from Overwatch 1 to Overwatch 2. Like Overwatch 1, you wouldn't hear anything from them for months. They would drop some big thing, whether it be a patch or like just something, and then you wouldn't hear from them for another few months until maybe they patch, like make a little tweak to something that people have been complaining about for like say 3 months. This dev team, they're pretty much constantly talking to us. They're dropping their director's takes, and there's like their blog posts with different league game designers. They're active on Twitter, responding to people. They're doing their spotlights. They're just like honestly, they're just constantly communicating, and you kind of have a much better idea of like one, you can obviously tell they care because they're communicating so much and making an effort in it, and you can also have a better idea of what's going on in their mind. It was so hard to read old Blizzard.
Yeah.
When it came to and like where's Overwatch gonna go, and they also can make those changes and revert things pretty fast. Like they put a patch out and people like freak out with something immediately. Like a lot of times like if it's actual serious issue, they're like, oh yeah, we're on that, we'll fix it, and they fix it within a few days, which would never happen in Overwatch 1.
That would take months.
Yeah. Overwatch
Years.
Overwatch 1 devs felt like they would never admit they made a mistake, essentially, or Overwatch 2 devs are willing to admit, okay, we made a mistake, we'll change this.
That's so true. By the way, y'all are fine. Y'all are on screen still. It's just that I know y'all see the behind the scenes. Y'all see what's being worked on, but y'all are still on screen, so don't worry about it.
Leaks.
Yeah, leaks. But yeah, listen, I figure we have this week's game. I've done GeoGuessr 2 weeks in a row, which sucks because Headremmer's here. He's like the king of this. He would have loved to have looked around at the maps.
Am I the king of this?
Isn't that like your thing? Like looking around at
Wait, was it Overwatch GeoGuessr or actual GeoGuessr?
Overwatch GeoGuessr.
Oh, okay. I have looked around the map a lot for that game show.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like it would have been right up your alley. You missed it 2 weeks in a row, but now you don't get a third chance because we're not doing that here today. What we're doing here today is pretty much a scuffed version of this little game show. I'd like to give user intel props for the idea.
See, the runner show says stealing user intel's idea.
Yes, it does say that because again, I'd like to give props to the idea. Where it talks about, these lovely, lovely perks. We've had time to, potentially look over because we did get a lovely little graphic that showed everything off here. I'm going to trust none of y'all to cheat because it's pretty much just honor system. I'm also not even setting up a buzzer. This is just sort of who can react the quickest here. So basically, here's how it's going to go. I'm going to say the name of a perk. And you can get 2 potential points. You can get 1 for telling me who the hero is that has that perk. And then an additional point if you can tell me in some description that's somewhat accurate what the perk does.
Okay, and is it just like first come, first serve answering?
Well, see, I just said I wasn't gonna do a buzzer, but I realized that's gonna get chaotic and loud, so I probably need to set one of those up super, super quickly.
Yeah, I'd
So,
recommend a buzzer for this.
you
We
know,
can
I
just-
keep saying
Here,
that
I'll put a link in. I'll put a link in chat for you. Here, you can just you
Well,
can
no, I
make
know.
you can make one here.
Yeah, I know the website. I know. I used it the
Oh, okay,
last
okay.
two. I used it the last 2 weeks with GeoGuessr. I'm just being lazy. Hang on.
Oh,
Mega's professional.
No, I'm
true,
not.
true, true.
Yeah. Can y'all just yap 1 second? That's the other thing. Because this game, I did not set it up with screenshots or anything like that. There's no graphics. It's just me reading words. So
I'm a visual person. I'm nervous.
well, yeah. I mean, listen, it's all words at the end of the day, anyway. Here is
I
your
knew
game
I should have watched
code.
that 1 hour 40 minutes by low video where he ranks all of them. I knew I should have
He
watched that
ranks
before
it.
this.
Yeah, listen,
I
that's
didn't.
gonna be your
I
best
know
friend.
what a lot of them are in terms of like what they do, but not by their names.
Mm,
We'll see. I'll be really curious to see what I get. I don't know if I will, but we'll see.
That is the code as well as the website, because we're not using that one that you linked. I've been using this website.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Show and tell one more time. My best friend got me this for Christmas.
Oh,
It's a gun
okay.
mug.
Gun mode.
Oh.
Well, it is the state of Texas on there, so that makes sense.
Yep.
I know Game of Thrones like, is that a space I have there? Alright, I covered a space. Aha.
No, there's.
Eight.
Yeah. See, I see a head rammer in the game. That you love to see that.
Did I?
Spacebar also works as buzzer button. Okay, that's useful. I'll just spacebar instead then.
Yeah, you can use whatever you please. It'll be interesting, I feel.
I swear I've copy pasted it and it is not working.
Make sure there's not an extra space on the end. That's what I had.
No. I don't have a space. It says
It's not
unable to join room with this code.
Make sure there's not one at the beginning.
That's what I say. I
No.
mean,
I swear I'm.
Look, all I'm gonna say is I'm in here.
see, if head rammer can figure it out, that means anybody can. Here, maybe if
Yeah,
I just
wait.
copy the website as a website, then maybe it'll just take you there.
Copy
It
it as a
doesn't.
website.
It did not. It just gave the same exact thing I already gave you. But
I'm having the same problem as Geo.
maybe if I include the HTTP part, maybe.
So
No, it's just.
I'm gonna be the first to admit it. I was using the wrong website.
Oh my god, you clicked on my link, didn't you?
I clicked on your link.
okay.
Yeah,
Delete my
don't,
link to
yeah,
leave the confusion.
head rammer is confusing people. I see.
Straight up, I'm not that smart.
It's like I don't understand. It should be working for you.
So we
I'm
have
a
a Geo
simple
now. So
man,
now
I see a
we're looking
URL
for a
and I click it.
fletch. Oh my goodness, we have a fletch. All right.
Heck yeah.
So basically, as soon as I read it out, anyone's free to buzz in. However, once you buzz in, you have to guess. And if you're wrong, we get to make fun of you.
Okay.
That's really the penalty. I don't know exactly how many of these we're going to do. We're just going to kind of go until I've decided you're all smelly and stupid.
Okay, so name a hero and basic description of what it does.
So
Yeah,
like
well,
we're already done then.
You
right?
don't have to do both. The naming the hero is just the basic point. And then if you think you can name the description, you can go for it.
Can I name the description without the hero?
You know what? Sure. If you can name the description somehow and without naming the hero,
Yeah, I know, that's what I was thinking.
like, go for it, champ. Whatever you say. All right. With that being said, our first one here, and if you guys need a hint after a moment or two, I will declare if it's a major or minor perk. See if that helps at all. But starting off here, we have Yamagami technique. Fletch.
Is that Kiri?
It's not Kiriko. Geo.
Oh. Genji.
It's not Genji.
Kerry was my guess.
Head rammer.
Hanzo?
It is Hanzo.
Uh,
Now, any chance you have any idea what it is?
Scatter arrow one?
No. Fun fact, that
Okay.
one's literally just called scatter arrows.
Oh, it actually is called scatter
Yeah.
arrow. Okay.
Yamagami technique is Hanzo's second major perk, which wall climb accelerates your lunge cooldown by 250%.
Okay.
yeah.
Very random. So
What
head
was
rammer's
it,
got a point on
like
the board.
like quad.
What do you mean quad? What?
Oh,
It,
wow.
it quad multiplies, basically.
Sure. Whatever you say.
Quadruples.
Quadruple.
We're gonna jump over. Let's see.
Remember to reset the buzzer.
Oh, of course, we have to reset the buzzer. How?
Oh, but buzz by accident. Can you unbuzz me
All
again?
right. Well, Head Remember's not allowed to buzz. He's losing six. He's losing 6 points. He's not a
No,
deficit.
I only have one.
-5. -5 for Headrammer.
Dang it.
Okay. So next we have. I'm realizing a lot of these kind of like the name indicates things, but that's okay. We have
Fine.
rapid construction. Geo.
Torbjorn.
It's not Torbjorn. Fletch.
Is it Symmetra?
It is not Symmetra.
What? What?
Rapid construction. I
Rapid
honestly was gonna guess Torb too, so let me think here.
I have a number here in mind, but
I don't know, May?
It is not May. I'll clear the buzzers and let y'all know this is this hero's first minor perk. If that helps at all.
Who else?
Geo.
I'm just gonna keep throwing it at the wall. Lifeweaver.
It is not Lifeweaver. Fletch.
Is it Iari?
It is Iari.
Oh, I
Oh.
see.
Of course, yeah.
Now, any
I was
chance
just
you
trying
have
to
any
think
idea
of
what it
heroes.
does?
That, yeah.
Does it make the building time go faster?
I mean, I guess I did say a vague
Pylon?
description that's right, then yeah, I guess you get that. Healing Pylon builds 300% faster. Its cooldown is reduced by 1.5 seconds. So I guess you missed the
Yeah.
cooldown part, actually. You get a point, half a point there, so 1.5.
1.5. Let's go.
1.5.
Did we go through all the builders before we got to Yari?
I think so, yeah.
Possibly.
It's just Iari. Iari's not known as a builder.
Yeah.
True, yeah.
She is, but
I think the moment like Torb was a no, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, but here, let's see if you're ready for this next one, which is called Flash Heal.
is it Rocket Raccoon?
Alright, so you've lost 17
I didn't
points now.
buzz. I didn't buzz.
Nah, but you lost it anyway for saying Rocket Raccoon.
I have an
Oh,
idea, but I don't think it's called
Geo.
that.
I'm just gonna throw one out here as a bit of a wild guess. Arissa.
Not Orisa.
Okay, yeah, that was a
Can you
wild.
say the
Headrammer.
name one more time? Flash Heal?
Sombra.
It is not Sombra. It is Flash Heal.
Flash Heal? I don't have it.
You haven't
I don't
got
have
it?
it.
I will clear the
Mhm.
buzzers and let everybody know that it is this hero's second major perk.
Major.
Fletch.
Is this also Iari?
No. That would be funny, though. Geo.
Juno.
Not Juno. Headrammer.
Baptiste.
Not Baptiste. The correct answer you're looking for is Mercy.
What is it? What does it do?
What does it do?
Mercy, Resurrect can be used on, however you say her
Oh,
stats
I know
name,
what this one is.
active
of
target
course,
to
yeah.
restore 150 health.
I forgot this existed.
I mean, it gives her a burst heal option. It's very, unique in that.
Yeah, I remember reading this one now.
You remembered you were studying the night before, if you will.
I was going through a bunch of stuff when they released. Yeah.
Yeah, but let's see. Let's see how if you truly can remember everything.
I cannot.
With something like the prolonged barrier. Geo,
Sigma.
not Sigma. Fletch.
This Brig?
It is not Brig. Headrammer.
Oh, I remember.
Lucio?
What it is.
It is not Lucio. This hero Geo.
Ramatra.
It is Ramatra.
Oh, you're right. I remember this now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and projected barrier, it stays up longer.
Oh well, there you go. Geo gets both points on that. Geo has surged to the lead. Look at that.
As soon as I said Sigma, I remembered exactly the perk it was.
Mhm.
Let's see what else we got. We have this one I think is interesting right here. You have Invigorate. Silence is deafening. Like you guys
That
are
could
just
be anything, actually.
Invigorate. Headrunner.
Junker Queen?
Not Junker Queen. Geo.
Because it's a word it sounds like he'd use. Actually, I'm going to pivot. Winston.
Not Winston. Fletch, you cooking anything over there? Or are you still asleep? This is the ghost of Fletch.
I mean, what I'm cooking is this.
This
That's pretty
tie
nice,
is just
actually.
dry.
That's pretty good, yeah, actually.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, fair
It's
enough.
pretty good, but
No, I don't have a hero though. I don't.
all right. So I've reset the buzzer, and I will let you know that this is a major perk for this hero, which, you know, in hindsight, maybe isn't helping at all, but I think it's a hit, so therefore hot. Geo.
I'm just going to go with what I was originally going to say. Sigma.
It is not Sigma. I'm gonna look at Sigmas next, just for you, Geo. You got it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I guess an actual here. You know, I'm gonna hit the. Oh, never mind.
Malga?
Remember, you got it. No, you got it. Go ahead.
I said Malga.
No, not Malga. I was gonna say a real hint would be me telling you a roll. I feel like that might help a lot.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
You don't spell the not maybe tank, is it?
well, I was gonna say it is a tank,
Oh shoot.
but I have reset the buzzer, just in case. Normally we only go 2 guesses, but I'll wrap it around to 3.
What have we done? Malgo.
Geo.
Reinhardt.
Oh.
No.
Oh. I was. Yeah, I thought, for a second, I thought it was that too.
You made me feel
Invigorate-
confident there.
is this- Roadhog?
It is Roadhog.
I was about to go there. Shoot,
It
it's
is.
that one.
When you said Junker Queen, I was like, I wanted to say you were close. You were in the area.
Yeah.
Invigorate. Any idea what it does, Fletch?
I know what both the mages are. I don't know which one's
Not a
which
clue.
though.
Invigorate. Take a breather. Rapidly increases Roadhog's movement speed by 30%.
By 30%. Yeah.
Okay.
He's a silly little guy who's zooming around the map.
Seems like a weird name of a perk for Roadhog, but
It does. It is.
I mean, listen.
maybe I'm just salty. I don't know.
Right,
if
I
it was
don't
Sigma,
know.
that'd be a great name.
Yeah, exactly.
But see,
Malga would
see,
make that a great name.
That's why I thought Malga there for a second, because I thought that one would have worked well.
Yeah.
I thought it was
No,
going to be his
Malga-
healing on point 1.
Oh yeah, his counting is 2 people. Yeah,
And
that's
healing on point, yeah.
that's a silly
That-
one.
That's certainly one.
But another one is Massive Impact. Fletch.
Doomfist?
It's not Doomfist. Headrammer.
Sigma.
I like Geo. I told you we were going to Sigma just for you, man. I was trying to help you out.
And
Anyway,
it's the rock. Set up the 3 seconds one.
yeah, you're good. You're in the ballpark. Yeah, the accretion
Yeah, it's
knockdown.
skills in range and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
it's back to how accretion was at launch.
Overwatch
Where-
2 players are about to find out with that rock.
I was gonna say words I can't say on the podcast. Oh no, but yeah, they're going to find out. That is certainly what is going to happen here. Let's see what else we got. Oh, I actually like some of these names up here, including but not limited to Dire Triggers. Geo.
Reaper.
It is Reaper. Holy, wait a minute. Now, do you know what it does?
No, but wait, I'll guess.
Okay.
So I know this thing.
Have faster fire rate.
No, unfortunately not. It
Can I
is-
guess?
Could you? Sure, why not? Go for it.
Is this when he has the mid-range guns?
Yeah.
Where like he can deploy
Technically, it says long range. Actually. So.
What's
But yes.
the perk? The long range?
Well, yeah. So it's Dire Triggers, which you use your right click to fire a volley with long range accuracy from both Hellfire shotguns.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know
He
that.
basically gets a Roadhog right click. It's like the general gist from the summary.
That's fun. I like that.
It's fun. By the way, I'm like vaguely keeping track of points, but yeah.
Actually, I'm keeping track.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
I have a feeling like I didn't hear anyone sit there keeping track, so I started right at the beginning.
Well, Fletch did it last time, and then I was trying to keep track in my head, but I started losing it, but it's fine. But do you know what's especially fine? Is our next perk, which is Aluminum Frame.
You never reset the.
I just reset it.
Okay.
Fletch.
It's Echo.
It is not Echo. Geo.
Bastion.
Not Bastion.
Aluminum frame. That's an odd one.
Also, I would pronounce it aluminium. Just
Oh, is this Zen?
It is not Zen.
Oh shoot.
We are dealing with a DPS here. I've reset the buzzer.
We already guessed Echo
Geo.
and Bastion.
I'm gonna go boring Sojourn.
Not Sojourn.
Hmm.
Headrammer.
Soldier?
We're running.
Not Soldier.
We're running out of vaguely robotic characters.
I think of why would it be
And, like, unless
aluminium?
it's something that makes him like strong but light kind of thing.
Yeah.
Anything in the ballpark, Fletch. Start a
say,
timer,
like
just
give
for
me.
fun.
Junkrat has some metal stuff, I guess. What else? Farah.
That was your timer. Do you have a guess?
I'm gonna go with Junkrat, I guess.
It is
Uh-oh.
Junkrat.
Oh!
Like, when you said Junkrat and you started to walk away from it, I was so concerned. I was like, oh, come on, Fletch, you're on it. Any idea what it does?
Not a clue.
It is a minor perk, and Steel Trap's throw range is increased by 50%.
Ah. Okay.
Huh, I guess it is lighter. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's right.
lighter because it's made of aluminum. It's just doing its thing.
Aluminium. He would
Yeah,
say aluminium.
Yeah, aluminium.
Exactly.
Yeah, aluminium.
Aluminium. That's an Australian accent, Fletch, but I'll take it.
He is Australian.
Oh, you mean Junkrat? I thought you meant me.
No.
No. And I don't know where we're at in points. If you
It's
want to give
me
us a hint.
4, Geo 3, Fletch 3.5.
Oh, well then we're right on the buzzer, so this could be a fun final round here. And I think.
Maybe we can just stop here. You know what I'm gonna leave.
Oh, you could just yeah. But why can we do that when we have the option for this perk called Full Salvo?
What did you call me?
Full Salvo. Headrammer.
Orb?
It is not Torbjorn. Geo.
What does that even mean?
I'm just gonna do a round one guess and go for someone European that's a healer.
Isn't that just break?
Well, no, I know it's not Brick, so I don't know. I'm gonna say Moira.
Hey, I didn't say if it was right or wrong, but Moira's not right.
Yeah.
Got anything, Fletch?
Bap?
It is not Baptiste. I'm clearing the buzzer to let y'all know we are dealing with a DPS hero.
Oh.
Ow!
You okay? Do you just injure yourself?
Kind of.
Is that him gonna close again?
Yeah.
You get
Him was just DPS, yeah, Geo.
Style kind of gives me a tweet plus, so I'm gonna say Bastion.
It's not Bastion.
Oh, Gusto.
I don't know if maybe the
No, I can see where you're falling with that one.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I need to see the list of
You got
DPS.
anything?
One second, hold on.
Just remember who's in the game.
Yeah, just gotta remember.
Honestly, yeah. Or characters. Hold on, I'm pulling this up just so I can see the list of characters behind.
What does salvo even mean?
Full Salvo.
I'm looking up the definition of salvo.
I mean,
That
it's
will
generally
probably help you.
salvage.
That's why I went for Torb initially.
Charge of 2 or more guns in a military action or as a salute.
Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, you're saying that, yeah. It's when they do military salutes.
Okay, so what DPS character shoots multiple things at once?
Just,
Or is made to shoot multiple. Oh, wait, is it? Makes me
Fletch.
wonder.
Is it
I
Echo?
have it.
It is Echo.
Oh.
Do you now any idea what it does with your description knowledge now?
Okay. So I mean, what my definition was, she shoots more than one thing at once. I don't think it has any. I don't think they would change the primary fire, so I think it affects the stickies. I don't know what it does though. I can't get there.
I mean, you were basically there. Sticky bomb fires 50% more projectiles, but now all sticky bombs do 15% less damage.
Oh my god.
So,
So that's enough to give it to him, right?
oh yeah, just don't give him the point at all. Yeah, totally.
No, I said it's enough to give it to him, right? That's what I said.
No, he only gets the one. He gets the one
No,
point for Echo. He gets the one for Echo.
I'm fine with. I'm
Okay,
fine
okay.
with that. That puts me over you, bud. So
Well, but I mean, getting both would put you above me. Like so
I had
like,
3.5. You had 4. That puts me at 4.5.
no, what I'm saying is like both options put you above me.
Oh yeah. So I'm not mad about that.
Listen,
Yeah.
being above Headrummer, I heard, isn't that hard. But
No,
All right,
it's
all right, buddy. I see what that is.
just like
but,
having more
listen.
hair than Headrammer. It's not that hard.
hey, look at that! Look at the hair on the beard, though. Like it's there. It's
Dude, yeah, that's crazy.
It's
Yeah,
Beard is nuts.
this was merely a migration.
yeah, migration, but a fun little game. Make sure that everybody who's casting, you better study up because these perks they're gonna be your reality come next week.
I was gonna say this was a good way to study for it. We should do this every weekend, a study session for the cast.
We could do this we could ever do this every weekend for like a year and not get through 168.
That's true. If you limit it to like 5 or 6, you could just go for this for a while. But
Yeah.
with all that being said, we now have to actually look back at, the tournament we're a part of here, CGL. You love it, you eat it, you breathe it, all that stuff. And we got to look to the future. Technically, we could look to the past and see what our Preds were for last week. However, Fletch was the one who wrote them all down, and he just got up out of his desk. So, don't
Fletch
think
does not want to talk about CGL.
He does not
His
want to.
Preds were not good, apparently.
Listen, we're trying to keep track. I need to actually get the notepad from him. That way we can actually keep track of Pred somewhere because I want to figure out who's going to be the best caster or just that person who can Pred the best at the end of this. Figure out the ratios.
What you could do is you could just do the pick'ems on the CGL site, and then it would auto keep track for you.
Why is he stanced like that? Why did he just come into frame and stand there? What the hell was that?
Aura.
He's just staring at us menacingly.
Listen. I was granted S tier aura, so.
What?
That is true. You were on the list of S tier.
I was granted S tier aura in Stockholm, Sweden.
Yeah, that was just wrong.
By the one and only Spectre on cast.
I wasn't there to put these people in their place. That's what it was. But anyways, Fletch, now that you're here, if you could pull up maybe some predictions from last week since you wrote them down.
I've been scrolling through my book. I can't find them right now.
Tragic.
Give me a few.
Here, you know what? It's fine. We'll scrap them because I'm realizing what time it is. So I gotta not necessarily speed up, but just move along here. We'll start looking at some matches.
Oh, I found them.
All right. Well then, what do we have? What games did we have even?
We had Kira versus Professional. Seika versus is it Storm something or other? I didn't write down the whole name. I shorthanded them.
Seikakuna versus Shinigami's V3 versus Storm.
Yeah, Storm. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We had Shadow. Is that Shadow's something?
Mm-hmm.
That's
what was the prediction for Kira versus Professional?
Yeah, I was gonna say I just realized I put all of these matches up here, so
me and Gio went with Kira, and then Dex and Mega went with Professional.
Oh, Kira won that 3-0.
Yeah, Kira 3-0'd. Unfortunate.
All right, man.
Okay.
That's important to know. And then Storm 3-0'd Seikakuna. So how's that looking
so
for
me
us?
and Dex went with Storm, and you and Gio went with Seika.
Great for me so far. Great. Love to hear it. And then how are we looking prepping Shadow's Master Team versus Dragon's Vanguard?
So you, Gio, and Dex all went with Shadow, and I went with Dragon's Vanguard.
Well, fun fact, they haven't reported their score yet.
That match is actually scheduled for today at 2:15 my time. So the match started an hour ago.
Isn't this what's on stream?
Let's DM someone and see how it's going.
Let's check the live stream.
The live stream is done, I think.
Well, then, if that is true, then let us go to the CGL YouTube
Jose,
channel.
this might-
I don't think this was the game on stream.
maybe.
CGL Overwatch.
No, it was not. I just looked. That was not the game on stream.
Video
Well, then, somebody
live.
we can DM a captain. Maybe somebody will know. But so, okay, that one hangs in the air. Anyway, we have 4 lovely matches to cover for week 3. Headrunner had the genius idea. Oh wait, yeah, didn't we also have a match that was like hanging over from week 1?
Yeah, but it was Amplify, so I'm almost certain that was just
Amplify 1.
that game. Yeah, I'm almost certain Amplify won. I'd be surprised if they didn't.
We're gonna just assume they won. How about that? We just assume.
Yeah, everybody from week 1 tried to Amplify.
Yeah, we just assume they won. That's all that happened. But looking forward to this week, Headrunner had the genius idea of instead of having to look at what's scheduled, we could actually just look and see what these teams actually are scheduled to match up with. And at some point in the week, it will happen, whether it's streamed or not. You know, that's on the teams. They got to schedule it at good times. The first match that I grabbed was from our South America bracket. We have Segakuna again going up against Phoenix Rising. You know, any thoughts, any opinions, or just, you know, we're throwing things at the wall here?
Let's see. I'll be very curious to see what the result of Kuna's matches for last week. We don't have their last week's match, right? Yeah.
I mean, we just had their match against Storm, where I think we said Storm 3-0.
Yeah, Storm is definitely one of the stronger teams I know in there. I think it looks like it's a 1-1 versus a 2-0 team. My understanding is Phoenix Rising is a better team overall. So my prediction would be Phoenix Rising.
Phoenix Rising pred from the Headrunner. Okay. Fletch, what are you thinking?
I trust that bold man.
That's a way to put it. Okay, so I'm assuming you're just following the Phoenix Rising. Gio, what are your thoughts?
To avoid karma hitting me in at least like 3 years, I'm not gonna make a ball joke. So I used to be a mod on a org called Phoenix Rising, so I'm gonna say Phoenix Rising. I've also kind of 180'd on the whole, if they have more players, the bans, they're more flexible thing. I think if they have less players, they're
gonna be yeah.
Flexibility is just better, and that's fair. You know what? We'll make this a CGL stamp of approval and say the Phoenix Rising, you know, Fred here. So, you know, we'll just all go with it. We'll see how it happens. That means that we'll all be right.
All right, or we'll all be wrong, I suppose. Either or, that works. But I'd like to double back. I did go back and check the week 1 score for Amplify.
Did they forfeit?
No, it was a 3-1 to Mental Institution.
Yeah, I saw that when it came in. I was like, what? And I remember looking at that one, and I looked at the lineup they played, and it didn't look like they were playing their primary lineup.
Yeah, that's interesting. So everybody from week 1 got that one wrong.
I mean, I would have gotten that one wrong too, honestly.
Surely they're focusing on OWCS.
Well, certainly.
Surely.
Like if they were playing in CGL, like this would be nothing more than a scrim for them, and a bad one at that.
But listen, you know, it happens. Anyway, moving back into the swing of things on this side of the pond. Actually, wait. I don't know if there's an EU or an A. I just clicked.
But if it's EMC, it's EU every single time.
Yeah, EMC Chimera versus Team Vortex.
Yeah, that's gonna be an EMC game.
This is gonna be EMC. You don't think Vortex are finally gonna come in and get a dub?
No, they're currently 0-2 with -6. They got through the first game and they forfeited the second game.
Surely they come back with the forfeit feeling better.
So I'm going to say it one more time. I trust that bald man. So, yeah. EMC Chimera, they've just been around a long time, and they know what's up. They know what's happening. I really... Not much deeper than that.
Okay. That's fair.
One of my favorite teams to follow for CGL. I like the branding. Chimera, I'm a big fantasy nerd, so I do like the idea of that. They've got Saikoko on their team, Akaj, MCG, and Fearless are names that all like stick out to me as names that I know, and usually that just means that they're good players. So yeah, EMC are going to take that one.
Okay. Now, hear me out. EMC loves to do this thing in the regular season where they will just drop series for absolutely no reason other than they can. They've done this before, and I feel like they might do it again. So I'm going to sit out on a limb on my own and say the Team Vortex, I believe in you. And you got this.
All power to you.
It'll be great.
You can do that if you want to.
Listen, my Preds will go down as the smartest Preds of all time when that comes true. Trust me.
Megalas, you didn't get one right last week.
Hey, Fletch. I don't know why. The way I said "Hey, Fletch," I wanted to follow it up with something that sounded like somebody said "Hey, Drake," and I was like, that's not something I'd say to Fletch.
My mind auto-completed the Hey Drake thing with the follow-up phrase afterwards.
I immediately was just like, don't think I want to say that to Fletch. Anyway, we're gonna move on to NA Open, where the Dill Ducks are gonna be going up against CESU.
This should be a Dildox win.
I'm going with Dill Ducks.
I mean, well, no, this game I think
they're a crazy team.
I took the closer game. No, I think they're both 2-0. Yeah, they're both teams are 2-0.
Well, see, the thing is like two teams can be 2-0, but still be completely different caliber teams. And I'm not saying that Dill Ducks is that much better, right? But I've seen what Dill Ducks can do. I casted a tournament for them about a month ago, where they ended up winning that tournament through the lower bracket, playing some of the best Overwatch I've ever seen. In a tier 3 tournament, admittedly, but they were insane. So I'm going with Dill Ducks.
Okay.
I'm also going with Dildox.
If that's the Redix, like the Redix I'm
It
thinking
is.
of in my mind, then yeah, Dilducks are winning for sure.
You know what?
I
have to be the contrarian here because I've played against some of these players. I've actually played with Frothy Philly on one of my BPL teams. These are a few BPL heads here. And I refuse to believe in BPL heads. Absolutely not. So
BPL heads made it to OWCS as Amplify.
BPL heads are literally on Amplify.
Hey, listen again. I played against some of those players. I remember when they were shitters. I was here. That was my day.
Hey, Frothy Philly is the Season 5 Grand Finals MVP, okay? Put some respect on him.
Like I said, he was on my team. I drafted him for an event. He was my anchor. He was my anchor player where we dragged him down with a bunch of bad players. But anyway, I'm gonna go for CESU. I think this will be a really good game. I understand why y'all are hyping up Dilducks. There's a lot of power there, but I think regardless of outcome, this should be a good matchup. I think it'll be a good test for CESU, especially if they can come out and win it, like I believe they will win.
I mean, how can Dildox lose with streamer Luca on their team?
streamer Luca. Hey Fletch, how's the Luca Doncic trade feeling? He's just so sad.
Yeah.
Anyway, to our final match over in the NA Diamond side of things. We've got Cuddle Puddle going up against the Tormenting Tentacles. Should be a little fun one. I think Tormenting Tentacles actually off to a good start this time around, which you love to see. And meanwhile,
are you sure they lost both their matches?
I thought they won.
They lost the first. They're 0-2.
I read the thing that they said they were winning. Oh well, that sucks. Anyway, on the other side, Cuddle Puddle though they just beat BGSU Falcons. That's pretty good.
That is good. Yeah, they're 1-1 now.
I like the otter logo as well.
It is quite nice.
And there's a Geo on their team. So.
Oh, does that be enough to sway your vote?
It might be. We'll see. Actually, yeah, with the cute logo, which I don't want to understate, that is the cutest logo I've seen in CGL this season, by far. Cuddle Puddle going to take it, and Geo will be the MVP of that game. That's my full prediction.
Even bolder, Trey. Write that down. No, I'm also going to go for Cuddle Puddle as well. I think they won a good match against BGSU, and they did lose Solar Eclipse, but I also think Solar Eclipse is a pretty good team.
And then Fletch, it's just you.
I'm gonna go with the Puddlers. Give me the Puddlers.
I don't like how you're saying that, but sure.
I like the
Puddles.
puddles.
I like
I
trains.
like splashing puddles.
I
Alright.
like otters.
Well, we'll have those spreads written down, so for when we look smart or dumb, you can remind us of it next week at Twitch chat. But
What did you go with, Mega?
I went with the Otters. Listen, I was gassing them up. I was here for it. I like the Otter logo. But with all that being said, we actually are completely about ready to wrap up here. But we actually have the man here this week to present his player of the week. You clearly know who it is, right? I clearly told you, gave you the information beforehand.
Of course, yeah.
Any guesses? Any thoughts? Any ideas, maybe, from anyone?
Could it be your mom?
No.
So this is again. So this is supposed to be
Kendrick
a
Lamar
positive.
is a good one.
It's supposed to be a positive thing or a negative thing, just for my own
Could be
context.
either one.
It could be either.
Last week was PlayStation Network, and
Okay, so that was a negative thing on that one. Yeah, that was honestly a good one. Because damn, that was down for like 24 hours.
Yeah, and then your first player of the match player of the week was Luka Doncic, the Hanzo player for top. Making the biggest $1 million move of the year. He actually went to go get better connection to the West Coast servers so he could play more Overwatch.
Honestly, smart.
That's all it was.
What could be a good one?
Yeah, I'm going with Dot, because Dot is sick.
What is Dot?
K-Dot?
K-Dot.
Kendrick Lamar. That could be a good one. That could be interesting.
I mean, it could just be the city of Philadelphia for not completely burning down their city.
Well, no. I mean, I want to pretend that I tied this. I want to tie this into Overwatch a little bit here. You got to give me some credit, right?
I remember people died.
Yeah, like I said, the city's still there.
Super lived, so it's.
I mean, you could also could give it to like Blizzard for the spotlight. I mean, that was honestly they got a nail out of the park for that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, believe it or not, you're actually not that far off because it's going to Mr. Aaron Keller purely for this reply.
Perk.
Oh,
I would unmute the audio, but then we would get.
Can you zoom in? I can't read that at all.
Oh, you want to zoom in on the? I will share this video.
I was close by saying Kendrick.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just
that's great.
Like Aaron Keller truly is like as much as people like heralded Jeff Kaplan was like OMG Jeff Kaplan da da da. Aaron Keller, for everything he was handed, I think he's took it all on. He's like actually embraced it, and he's making this truly into the best game it can be instead of just giving up like most people would.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. Comparing Jeff to Aaron, I think Aaron is probably a better game lead. He's just not as charismatic as Jeff was.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to be as charismatic as Jeff was. He was oozing charisma. But Aaron's gone much better. Like, as well.
I feel like Aaron feels like much more of an approachable person.
Yeah. Aaron's like a guy you can talk to.
He literally is. I talked to him in Sweden. Like, he is very approachable.
Yeah, and like I was even like on freaking last stream when they were playing the perk stuff afterwards in Stadium, and him and Flash were like literally crying, laughing together.
But yeah, Aaron, obviously there's an entire dev team behind Overwatch that helps and makes the game. But Aaron Keller, as game director, has probably had to put up with more stuff than anyone in the industry. Nobody would have blamed him at any point if he had buckled or bowed out and said, somebody else deal with this, I don't want to. But he said, nope, I got this. I'm going to put the team on my back and do what I do best. And he's cooking. He knows what he wants to do. And he's finally actually being given the chance to do it after all these years. So Aaron Keller, you deserve it. Clearly this will go on your list of accolades. Very important to have Headrunners Player of the Week. But with all that being said, we were here a lot longer than I thought we'd be. I've got places to be, people to see. I'm sure all of you do as well.
Why are you lying?
I literally was supposed to be at rehearsal 2 hours ago, but I told them that I would be late to record this.
It is appreciated.
So how about I smack you, Fletch? Anyway,
you can try.
Tell us about your CGL matches. Because guess what? I'm just pulling stuff out of my out of the air sometimes. So hey, if you have CGL matches that look fun, you can like tell us about them, and then I can feature them here on the podcast because I'm all about this community. That's all I'm here for. Like I literally wouldn't do this for anybody else. This is for y'all.
Put your clips in the clips channel.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
if we
put
had like
clips in
funny
the-
clips or cool clips, like that'd be sick to show off here.
Literally, I have a media like you see it. It's here. Like all you got to do is just link me stuff.
We
and be
have
like,
the
hey, do
technology.
this. It's here. But all that being said, we will catch y'all for week 4. Until then, adios.